You know, there's something magical about nighttime. When I was a kid, my parents used to tell me that bedtime was like hitting the reset button for your whole body. Back then, I didn't think much of it. I just wanted to stay up late watching cartoons or reading under the covers with a flashlight. But now I understand what they meant. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. It's recovery. And as we get older, it becomes even more precious. But here's the thing. If you're over 60, you might have noticed that sleep doesn't always come as easily as it used to. Maybe you wake up in the middle of the night and can't fall back asleep. Or maybe you toss and turn because your mind is racing. Perhaps you've started waking up earlier than you'd like, no matter how tired you feel. If any of this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. Millions of people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond face similar challenges. The good news? There are things you can do to fix them, and tonight could be the start of better sleep. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 nighttime habits that might be ruining your sleep without you even realizing it. These aren't complicated medical issues. These are simple, everyday behaviors that you can adjust starting tonight. By the end of this conversation, you'll walk away with practical tips you can try right away. My goal is to help you reclaim those peaceful nights so you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. Let's dive into the first habit that might be standing between you and a great night's sleep: drinking too many liquids before bed. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, staying hydrated is important. And you're absolutely right. Hydration is crucial, especially as we age. But timing matters. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, cozy and relaxed, only to suddenly realize you need to use the bathroom? Or worse, have you woken up multiple times during the night for that very reason? I remember talking to my friend Margaret about this. She loves her evening cup of tea. It's her way of winding down after a long day. But she also mentioned how frustrating it was to keep getting up at night. At first, she thought it was just part of getting older. Turns out, cutting back on fluids an hour or two before bed made a huge difference. She still enjoys her tea, but now she finishes it by 7 p.m., giving her body plenty of time to process everything before she climbs under the covers. Here's why this works. As we age, our bodies produce less of a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, which helps us retain water overnight. That means we're naturally more prone to waking up needing to use the bathroom. Drinking large amounts of liquid close to bedtime only makes this worse. So try shifting your hydration schedule slightly. Drink water throughout the day, but ease off in the evening. If you do want a warm drink before bed, stick to smaller portions and aim to finish at least an hour before you plan to sleep. Now, let's move on to another common culprit: heavy meals or snacks late at night. Think about it. How often do you sit down to watch TV after dinner, only to find yourself reaching for chips, cookies, or leftovers? We've all been there. Comfort food has its place, but eating too much too late can really disrupt your sleep. When you eat a big meal or snack close to bedtime, your digestive system has to work overtime while you're trying to rest. This can lead to discomfort, acid reflux, or even indigestion, all things that make falling asleep and staying asleep much harder. Plus, certain foods can actually stimulate your brain and keep you awake. For example, anything high in sugar or caffeine can give you a little energy boost when you least want it. Instead of heavy meals or sugary snacks, focus on lighter options if you're hungry before bed. A small handful of nuts, a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter, or a banana can be satisfying without weighing you down. These kinds of snacks provide just enough fuel to tide you over until morning without keeping you up all night. And speaking of fuel, did you know that alcohol can also play a sneaky role in disrupting your sleep? Many people think having a glass of wine or a cocktail before bed helps them relax, and it might, at first. Alcohol can make you feel drowsy and help you drift off faster. But here's the catch. Once the initial effects wear off, it can interfere with the quality of your sleep. You might find yourself waking up frequently or struggling to reach the deeper stages of restorative sleep. Imagine pouring gasoline onto a fire instead of water. It feels good for a moment, but then the flames roar back stronger than ever. That's kind of what happens with alcohol and sleep. Instead of relying on it to wind down, consider swapping it out for non-alcoholic alternatives. Herbal teas, sparkling water with lemon, or even a warm glass of milk can create that same cozy ritual without sabotaging your rest. By making small adjustments like these, cutting back on liquids before bed, choosing lighter snacks, and rethinking that nightcap, you're already taking steps toward better sleep. And guess what? We're just getting started. There's one more habit we need to tackle, and trust me, it's one you won't want to miss. So grab a blanket, settle in, and let's keep going. Now, let's talk about the fourth nighttime habit that could be quietly sabotaging your sleep, and this one might surprise you. It's something so many of us do without even thinking twice about it. I'm talking about keeping your bedroom too bright, or worse, bringing screens into bed with you. Think about it. How often do you check your phone one last time before turning off the light? Or maybe you like to watch a little TV in bed to relax before drifting off. These habits seem harmless enough, but they can actually trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Here's why that matters. Our bodies are designed to follow a natural rhythm called the circadian clock. This internal timer relies on light cues to tell us when it's time to wake up and when it's time to wind down. When you expose yourself to bright lights or the blue glow from screens late at night, you're sending your brain mixed signals. Instead of producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy, it stays alert, making it harder for you to fall asleep. I'll never forget what my neighbor Joe told me about his struggle with this. He used to love scrolling through his tablet while lying in bed, catching up on news or playing games. But he noticed that no matter how tired he felt earlier in the evening, he'd suddenly become wide awake once he started using his device. Then, when he finally put it down, it would take him ages to calm his mind enough to drift off. Once he decided to make a change, swapping screen time for reading an actual book by soft lamplight. He said it was like flipping a switch. Falling asleep became easier, and he woke up feeling more refreshed. The solution here doesn't mean you have to sit in total darkness or give up your favorite shows entirely. It's all about creating boundaries and setting the right environment for sleep. Start by dimming the lights about an hour before bed. If you read, use a small bedside lamp with a warm bulb instead of harsh overhead lighting. And if you absolutely must use a device, consider adjusting its settings. Many phones and tablets now have a night mode feature that reduces blue light exposure. Some people even invest in blue light blocking glasses to wear in the evenings. Every little bit helps. Another tip? Make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. That means keeping it cool, quiet, and as dark as possible. If streetlights or early morning sun creep through your windows, blackout curtains can work wonders. And don't forget about those tiny LED lights from electronics. They may seem insignificant, but they can still disrupt your sleep. Cover them with tape or turn them away from your line of sight. The goal is to send your brain a clear message. This room is for sleeping, not scrolling or watching. Now, fixing these habits isn't just about avoiding bad choices. It's also about embracing good ones. Let's circle back to the idea of winding down properly. A calming bedtime routine can make all the difference. Maybe it's sipping a cup of caffeine-free tea, doing some gentle stretches, or listening to soothing music. Whatever relaxes you, make it a nightly ritual. Consistency is key. Over time, your body will start associating these activities with sleep, making it easier to drift off naturally. And here's a bonus thought. Sometimes it's not just what you're doing at night that affects your sleep. It's what you're doing during the day, too. For example, did you know that getting outside in natural light can help regulate your circadian rhythm? Even a short walk around the block in the morning or afternoon can signal to your brain that it's time to be awake and alert. Pair that with regular physical activity, like gardening, swimming, or dancing to your favorite tunes, and you're setting yourself up for deeper, more restorative sleep at night. Of course, life isn't always predictable, and there will be nights when sleep doesn't come easily no matter what you do. On those nights, resist the urge to stress about it. Anxiety only makes things worse. Instead, try getting out of bed for a few minutes. Sit in a chair with a book or listen to calming sounds until you feel drowsy again. Remember, it's okay to have an occasional rough night. What matters most is building healthy habits over time. As we wrap up our conversation today, I want you to think about one small change you can make tonight. Maybe it's skipping that late-night snack, dimming the lights earlier, or leaving your phone on the charger instead of taking it to bed. Progress doesn't happen overnight. It happens step by step. And every step you take toward better sleep is a gift to yourself. Before we go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've tried that's helped improve your sleep? Or maybe there's a question you'd like answered in future videos. Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your experiences might inspire someone else who's going through the same thing. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips tailored just for you. Sleep is such a powerful tool for living well, especially as we get older. With a few thoughtful changes, you can transform your nights and, in turn, your days. So here's to peaceful evenings, restful nights, and waking up ready to embrace everything life has to offer. You deserve it. Good night and sweet dreams.